What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be going over the State of Destiny 2 article blog that they put out yesterday and giving my opinions on some of the things. I'm not really going to go over everything necessarily like a news report. I'm just going to give my thoughts on some of the topics. So let's get right into this. So let's start right here. This paragraph is pretty important to me. Basically, it says they want us to have Destiny as our hobby again, like it used to be. They want us to be able to play, log in every day, and have something to do and feel like we want to play, which is great news. Like, if they have that mindset, that will fix a lot of things in the long run, because they'll direct patches and all of their updates towards playing daily, play the entire expansion every single day, grind, and over time, we'll probably see that improve and improve and improve. And right here where they talk about the first two updates in December, the launch date of Curse of Osiris and the following week, basically the big shiny thing in all of this is a new weapon tier, Masterworks, which will feature stat trackers, random rerollable stat bonuses, unique item tooltips, and item detail screens. So, you read this, your mind just explodes. Something above exotics. Crazy, right? So we'll talk more about that in a second. Also, they changed vendor rewards, letting you use legendary shards for vendors now, and tokens still, obviously. And they also changed how many tokens it takes to get packages, which is nice. Not quite sure if there's an exact number in here, but I'm sure you guys have already seen. Which is great, because I think right now the token system, it's pretty easy. Like, it doesn't feel like you're actually working towards anything, because it's so easy to get tokens, then you just get all the loot for free. So honestly, in the long run, I'd love to see tokens just disappear in general, but they keep on making improvements to the system, see how it goes. They keep making improvements to the system, it could be not that terrible of a thing, so just we'll have to see how it plays out and how it feels in Curse of Osiris. And they're adding back ornaments. I don't know why they ever took it away. Maybe because, in my opinion, I think with the vanilla Destiny 2, they try to make everything in the game be tied to a piece of loot, and forgot that people play their game for, fun and other reasons other than just pure loot. So, cosmetic stuff like armor, ornaments, and whatnot, people actually want. They're also going to change how prestige activities reward you, which is pretty needed. Because, the whole Prestige Nightfall gives you basically a powerful engram, which you already get 18 of them for logging in on Tuesday anyways. Then, the Prestige Raid literally gives you nothing, just the same armor with different color schemes. And that's it. And it's not even guaranteed drops at each section. Depending on what they do with this, that could drastically change the in-game, which a lot of people said in this update they didn't really touch on in-game. Well, they kind of did with that right there, and they haven't really given us details on what they're doing, but that could change a lot. Like, in Prestige Raid, they could come out with a whole new armor and weapon set that's different from normal, and that literally fix a big portion of the in-game. And make Prestige super hard like it was in the Leviathan Raid. Prestige was pretty difficult. And if it had different drops than normal, it would actually be a true in-game, because it would be a hard content piece that actually gave you unique drops. So depending on what they do here, it could be great news. Better rewards and replay values for strikes, adventures, and lost sectors, blah 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 blah. Basically, no matter what they do there, I don't think it will fix the system. I mean, it'll probably help, but since all of those things revolve around tokens, and I think tokens are the issue, no matter what they do to balance the rewards for those three activities, I don't think it's really going to change much. Private matches for Crucible, early 2018, which will be nice, so the PvP people can do tournaments and do stuff and test stuff, and also the huge thing here, probably like number one or number two in this entire article, is ranked PvP to the top of our priority list for next year. So who knows when? Hopefully it'll be sooner than later next year, but hopefully they also don't rush it and put out a good rank system, because I play Overwatch and Rocket League a lot. Not so much anymore, but I used to. And those two games, without ranked, they're literally nothing. So, ranked will bring so much to this game. It's really fun. I would personally enjoy it. It would give me something to do whenever I'm not doing some PvE related activity. It would be really fun, honestly. They just need to do it correctly. Better incentives for completing Crucible matches. That's just common sense. I don't know why stuff like that is in the game in the first place. They said continued improvements for Iron Banner and faction rallies, including uniqueness of rewards, which is good. That they're basically saying indirectly there won't be reskins anymore, hopefully, or at least not as many reskins. And also, the thing I'd like to see in these two activities is, once again, just how the tokens work. Because as of right now, literally in Iron Banner, you get a package every 4 wins, or every like 3 wins and like 2 losses or something like that. And back in Destiny 1, it'd take you like literally several hours of grinding to get an Iron Banner package or a faction package, you know? Now it's just like literally, depending on how long the game goes, like 40 minutes. Changes to make the mod economy more interesting and impactful. The Gunsmith will have updates to how mods are acquired, which is cool because as right now, the mod system could definitely use some work. We are exploring more updates to the system in the new year, which are going to be more detailed changes like where some mods will give you +5 attack on a weapon, then some will give you faster reload, you know, stuff like that. Just hopefully they make changes like that, which with the Masterworks, which I'll get to in a second, looks like that's probably what they're going to do. Global exotics, new Xur stuff, which we'll scroll down and see more of, and new emote interface. And here are the 4 main targets of their first update in December. The first 2 updates in December, so if you want to read those real quick, go for it. Alright, then moving on to Masterworks, my main thing I want to talk about in this video. Alright, so let's look at Masterworks. Basically what they're going to do, they're going to have a few advantages over the baseline legendary weapon. And there are random drops that come on all legendaries in the game, so you can get one weapon with it, and the same weapon without it. This is random. So some of the things that Masterworks does is it tracks and displays the number of kills with that weapon, and you can choose between a few different things. You can generate orbs for your allies on multi-kills, which is a guaranteed perk. Then it also adds weapon stat bonus that are selected randomly from a small pool and are rerollable. So for example, in the picture we have here, it's reload speed. So more than likely there'll be one for all these sets, maybe except impact. Masterworks drop from any source of legendary weapons, above 250 power. So right here, this is a huge key thing for me. Unwanted Masterworks can be dismantled into materials that can upgrade an existing legendary weapon into a master. Let me read the last few bullets here, then I'll talk about that one more. Raid and trials of the 9 weapons will have a very high chance of Masterworks, which makes sense. You know, in-game loot should have a higher chance of getting the Masterworks on it. Then they also have future plans to extend Masterworks to other gear and expose your kill counts in more places. Just nice, so maybe they'll put that on armor eventually too, which is nice. So basically the entire Masterworks is like the equivalent of CSGO and like Rocket League, you know, loot systems, where in Rocket League you have painted and certified items. Basically certified items track a different stat, like how many goals you score while using that item and whatnot. And painted just changes the way it looks. So basically you can get a set of wills in Rocket League that are just the basic ones, and you also get those exact same pair of wills that are certified, or even painted, or even all 3. And basically that's what Masterworks is. It's this new random tier of drop that can be on all existing armor. What makes these type of tiers work so well in other games is that they're random drops, and they can only come as random drops on those items, and there's no other way to get them. So what I do not like about this system in Destiny 2 so far is that you can break down unwanted Masterworks and basically put them onto different weapons and make those weapons Masterworks. So basically, at the end of the day, it's not going to be that rare at all. Once you get a bunch of Masterworks, you can just dismantle them and put them on your favorite weapons, then all of your favorite weapons will have Masterwork on them. I would much prefer a system where it's truly random and you have to grind for your favorite weapons to have Masterworks of the exact stat you want. And I'd also wish you couldn't re-roll the stat either. So like you'd have to grind for better devils with +10 reload speed. And that would be a fun grind. There's no random rolls in this game, and they add Masterworks, which is, at first you're like, that's awesome. You know, that kind of replaces the need we have for an in-game weapon grind. But then they make it so you can just dismantle it and put it on any weapon anyways. So it's not even like a in-game grind. It's literally just continuation of what they've been doing in Destiny 2, where they just hand you stuff for free. This system could be so good. It could be so rare. It could replace all the need. It could replace the Destiny 1 weapon roll grind. But no, they just have to make it so the casuals can get it on all their weapons very easily. They're basically trying to make you feel rewarded for the amount of time you do put in. So if you put in 10 hours and get, you know, 5 Masterworks or whatever, but they're not on weapons you want, well then you can change it to the weapon you want. No! Grind for it. Make it random. make it actually a rare item. Anyways, moving on. Armor ornaments. Glad they're back. I don't know why they ever left. Right here, faction armor and weapons will be unlocked for purchase for legendary shards and faction tokens on most faction vendors. Supposedly there's an article about it. I'm not really informed, but this makes me think that factions are around are around all the time now, and there's still gonna be faction rallies I've heard monthly, but the regular base vendor will be there. Then Zur has some new offerings for players collecting exotics. We got 2 new things, yay! But on a serious note, this engram, the faded engram, is actually pretty cool. Basically, it's an engram you can only buy once a week. It's gonna cost 97, which is, you know, actually a pretty good amount of legendary shards if you don't grind that week. For most casual players, 97 is basically probably as much as they get in a week. And this comes at max light, and it's guaranteed to not be exotic you already have. So if you're missing, you know, important exotic like, let's say, the Wardcliff coil, you're gonna be wanting to grab this every week, and then eventually you're guaranteed to get the coil eventually. And also, Zur is selling a new improved 3 of coins, which is whatever, I guess, because they already have Fireteam medallions, which is basically the same thing, but it's going to be directed more towards exotics, which, you know, is whatever. And I think basically the rest of this is all stuff you can go read yourself. I'll link it in the description, and I'll pin it in the comments if you want to actually read through stuff, but I think I talked about all the stuff I really want to talk about. Basically, overall, I think this entire blog is great. I think there's still a tiny few improvements I could do here and there, but especially with this paragraph right here, that just means in the future it's just going to get better and better in my opinion. So, just let them do their thing. I'm sure it'll improve. Just give them some time. And yeah, I'm really excited for the future of Destiny 2 and the Destiny franchise, so I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching, guys.